What's up, YouTube? This is the Serial Thriller Broadcast, and today I'm going to be talking about House of the Devil. House of the Devil is directed by Ty West and stars Jocelyn Donahue, Tom Noonan, Mary Woronov, and Greta Gerwig. Hey buddy. Since Sarah's not here, and apparently this guy can't be left alone for more than 5 seconds, he's going to come sit on my lap. This movie really surprised me. I came across it one night when I was looking for a new horror movie to watch, and I was looking up all these lists, and one of them recommended House of the Devil, which I'd never heard of, and it was also directed by Ty West, who I'd also never heard of. Boy, was I in for a treat. Now, you might remember a few weeks ago I did a review for The Innkeepers, and that film was also directed by Ty West. Now, this one I think is superior. It was the first one I watched, and it really gave me a feel for what this guy was all about. The film is essentially a take on classic 80s horror. He does it in his own way, though, and the storyline isn't really typical. The texture of the film is really grainy and very old-fashioned looking, and it was done with old-school equipment as well. This film, like The Innkeepers, focuses mainly on the single female protagonist. And Jocelyn Donahue does a great job in this part. She's got a friend who's sort of the sassy, rich one who doesn't really care too much about things, but clearly cares about her best friend. And her best friend, our main female protagonist, she's looking for a new place to live because she doesn't like living on residence. She's got a really crummy roommate, and it's clearly not working out for her. So she goes off, and the first scene we see her looking at a new apartment, which she wants to get moved into as soon as possible. The problem is she doesn't really have the money for it. So on her way back, she looks around on the student job board, and she sees an ad for babysitter. And this is where our tale begins. Jocelyn Donahue's character ends up going out to this house, and they don't want her friend there, so her friend leaves. And basically, it ends up that she's sort of been lured into this trap that steadily gets revealed to the audience. The audience knows a lot more about what's going on than the actual protagonist does. And this all revolves around a sort of satanic cult and the demons that go along with that. Story aside, this movie is definitely not for everyone. It's very slow to sort of get into the action, but at the same time I feel like that was all time that was really well used to build tension to the final climax. They give you just enough to keep going and keep watching the movie and keep you entertained and frightened at the same time. The actors are all very likable or frightening, or unlikable if they're supposed to be. And when the climax does happen in this movie, it really shocked me. It was original in the way that they chose to go about it, and I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it since then. I could talk for a long time about this movie, and I will later today on the radio, but basically just check it out. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I bought it on Blu-ray, and it's a wicked time. I will say, though, that the first time you watch this movie, it will probably have more of an impact than any past time, because it creates an air of impending danger, and when you really don't know what's going to happen, it lets your imagination run wild. That's not to say that the climax doesn't disappoint, though. Anyways, Ty West is a director to watch. And I intend to watch his movies in the future. Whatever he comes out with, I'll be in line to see it. This has been the Serial Thriller Broadcast, and if you feel thrilled, chilled, and fulfilled, hit the subscribe button and let me know what you thought in the comments below.